It wasn't always blades or fire that crushed the condemned. In medieval Bavaria, deep beneath a fortress monastery, a room was built, not to kill, but to shatter the mind. No blood, no physical pain, only walls and screams. This was the screaming room, a psychological execution so cruel it drove victims into irreversible madness within days. It wasn't what you heard, it was what you became. Built around 1241 AD beneath the Benedictine abbey of Tegernsee, the room was designed by Brother Karl Reinhardt, a former architect turned inquisitor. The chamber was shaped with convex stone acoustics, its ceiling domed like an inverted bell. The concept forced the victim to hear their own scream tenfold, again and again. Reinhardt called it voce infernalis, the voice of hell. This was reserved for heretics, blasphemers, and political prisoners who spoke against the church. Also used on monks caught breaking vows of silence. Victims were led in, stripped naked, left in total darkness, and locked alone. No interrogator needed, just the echo of their own fear. After hours in silence, the torture began with themselves. Once trapped, the acoustics did the work. Even a whisper would bounce and amplify, becoming a shriek. When the victim finally cried or screamed, the room reverberated violently, like 100 voices screaming back. Victims reported hearing laughter, pleading, or their own voice twisted into curses. It wasn't haunted, it was engineered insanity. Modern psychoacoustics confirms this effect. The room's shape created a standing wave resonance, causing vocal distortions and feedback loops. This led to auditory hallucinations, disorientation, and paranoia. Deprivation of light plus echo distortion can trigger a psychotic break in under 72 hours. Some victims lost their voices from screaming. Others stopped speaking forever. Surviving scrolls describe men clawing their own ears, rocking endlessly, or laughing hysterically for hours. One prisoner believed he was trapped with demons repeating his thoughts. Another monk emerged mute, blindfolded, and convinced he was already dead. They didn't kill you in the screaming room. They erased who you were. Because the body was untouched, the church considered it merciful. But survivors often had blackened fingernails from scratching stone walls, torn vocal cords, and severe amnesia. Worse, some returned to society with delusions that never faded. One man believed his wife had been replaced by an impostor. Another drowned himself, whispering, "The echoes found me." Variants of the screaming room appeared in France, Bohemia, and northern Spain, always in underground monasteries or dungeons. The practice peaked during the Inquisition but remained unrecorded in official church doctrine. Architectural sketches labeled echo sanctums have been found in codices, but only the room beneath Tegernsee was known to sing back madness. By 1648, after the 30 Years' War, the Benedictine order condemned the practice as unholy inversion of God's peace. The screaming room was sealed with iron and lime. No official acknowledgement was made, but modern archaeologists believe the chamber still exists, entombed beneath stone, untouched, and still perfectly silent, until the door opens again. The screaming room didn't need executioners. It weaponized isolation, fear, and sound against the soul. It's not the walls that tortured, it's what they echoed back. Like, comment, share, Subscribe to Eccentric History 4, where echoes scream louder than swords.